Meanwhile, in stately Wayne Manor.
Hey, how's it going? The weekend is here. It's time for another Superhero Saturday here on Brickscale Studio. Welcome back to Brickscale Studio. My name is Jeff. I'm so happy to have you with me today. As I said earlier, we are embarking on another Superhero Saturday, so we will continue our build with the 1966 classic Batmobile. So today we keep moving on, building up the engine of the Batmobile in the Partwork build, and then we continue a few more steps in the Lego build where we're concentrating mostly on the chassis portion. So let's get into it.
And in the Batcave, deep below stately Wayne Manor.
Here is issue 9. And here's the magazine. So remember, again, we're following the episodes of the TV show, Season 1, Episode 9. And then we get into the comics, the year-by-year section. And then we get into our parts. So today we will be assembling the right cylinder head as well as fitting the first ignition wires from the distributor to the spark plugs. Okay, very fancy. All right, so remember in one of the previous episodes when we were supposed to cut different lengths of wire and they did not give us enough? Hopefully they gave us enough this time. So let's get into it. Here is the parts pack for number 9. Okay, so the first thing we're going to be doing is taking the right cylinder head cover and placing it on top of the right cylinder head. All right, so this is the cylinder head and this is the cylinder head cover. And that is going to go on just like so. And that is going to be secured in with some AP screws. All right, so the next thing we're doing, we are going to take this is the right exhaust manifold. So that is going to be going in just like so. And that is going to be secured in with 2 AM screws. All right, so there is that. Now we're going to take the right radiator feeding pipe, which is this piece here. And we're just going to push that in. And that is just going to push in right here. That pushes right in. And let me just sort of turn it here. Alright, that's not falling out. Alright, now it wants us to take 2 of our CM screws, and it says, prepare the cylinder head for later assembly by driving 2 CM screws into the holes, then removing them. This prepares the screw thread for when the part is attached to the engine block. So we're going to be screwing these in, but then we're just going to be taking them out. And remember, when you're screwing these into metal like this, if you feel sort of that resistance, just, back it off a few turns and then go back in. All right, perfect. There's one. All right, so those went in no problem. I did not have any problem. So now we want to take our 4 spark plugs, and they do give us an extra one. So we do want to remove these from the sprue. And you always just want to like hold on to them because sometimes when you use these clippers, they will tend to just sort of ping off. So you don't want that to happen. So there's our extra one. I'm going to leave on the sprue for now. All right, and now we want to take these plugs. And let's see if I can do this with my hand. And we just want to press these in just like so. Yep. And those seem to sit in there without any glue, so I'm not going to glue them in unless we have problems. Okay, those are in. All right, now we want to bring over the engine block that we were working on in the last episode. And that is this piece right here. And they want us to attach this just like this. And then again, we're going to use those prepared holes that we did in the previous episode, or the previous step. So let's get that on there. I'm going to see if my PH1 screwdriver will work better for this. All right. All right, there's one in. All right, and that is on there. Okay, and now we want to use the guide. We do have, looks like we have a fairly decent section of this tubing here. So let me get that all unwound. All right, so I'm going to start at this end. And we want to make 4 pieces. And just use the guidelines that are in the book here. So there's 1 and 4. So this is our extra piece. All right. So the one we just did, the shorter one, that one is going from this first and that slips on there. And then we are going to, it's going right here. All right, so that is that one. And then we'll take the next one. So you just take the next longest one. Yeah, it's easier to do it on the engine side first. And yeah, some of these are tricky because we've got this other part that's sort of right in the way. All right, so there are all of those on there. And that is it for issue 9. All right, so here is issue 10. And again, season 1, episode 10. All right, and we're continuing work here. So we will assemble the carburetor and intake manifold, fitting them to the top of and then fitting them to the top of the engine block. So here are our instructions, and we have more tubing. Make sure that we got, and this is silver tubing, so it's different. So we got that. So let's get our parts pack. Here is the parts pack. All right, so here are the parts, and then we have 2 lengths of this sort of silver tubing. like so. So I'm going to put this one back in there. All right, so first thing we're doing is we are taking the thermostat choke, this piece, and we will push it into place on top of the carburetor base. And that is this piece. So this is like this. So this has a sort of a D-shaped tab, so it can only go in one way. And it is going in just like so, and we are pushing that on. And it does not say to glue, however, that does not seem very stable in there. So now we need the intake manifold, which is this piece. And this is sitting right on top of here, like so. That's going in with AP screws in the four corners. I'm going to get that one started, and then I'm going to do the opposite corner, and that should line everything up. All right, so we have that in there, and getting that in, and it sort of presses it against this bottom piece, so this makes this a little more secure. All right, so now we need the fuel inlet and the vacuum line outlet. So these are going to be, I'm assuming there's some pieces here in these little bags, so I'm assuming that's going to be one of those. Wow, so these are really small. So I think that is these two that are in this bag. So the fuel inlet is this piece. And then this is the vacuum line outlet, which is that piece. So we want to place this one right in here. And that is a press to fit, and it fits very snugly in there. And it also matches up, it's probably hard to see, but it also matches up with this piece, so you know you have it in there correctly. So that is good. And then we will take the other piece here, and this is going like so. And again, this angle matches up with this angle, so you know you have it in there correctly. And those are good. No, it's not asking us to glue, and I don't think glue is required. So we received two pieces of tubing. So this first one, which I'm assuming is this longer one, they're showing it on the parts list all coiled up. They're showing it all coiled up here. However, it came in the parts pack just like this. So I am assuming that we're going to be using that one. Let me measure this one. Nope, that is longer as well. So we need to cut this to two lengths of 60 millimeters. Here we are. Okay, so we are going to put this right here. That is secure on that peg. All right, now we want to take the carburetor middle, which is this piece here. And let's see, there is a locating lug and a screw hole. That's going in with an AP, so let's give this a whirl. So let me put this aside. So remember, this is our other 60 mil that we cut. This is the one that came in the tray. And this piece is going to fit right in there. And it's also like a keyhole slot, so you can't put it in the wrong way. And then same thing for this piece, which is the throttle body. This is going to fit on here, and again, it is a keyhole piece, so it can only go on one way. All right, so now we have that attached, and now this are going to be placed on top of the carburetor middle. And it is hard to see if that goes this way. Nope, it goes this way. All right, and this says it's just a press to fit, so. All right, well, actually, it went in this way, which is the way it's supposed to go if I would have turned the part around. So, yes, got it. All right, now we are taking the throttle control lever, and we have the throttle control bracket. And again, boy, this one is just the king of press to fits. And again, it's sort of a keyhole pattern, so you can only place it on one way. All right, just like so. And I did hear a little click. So now we're taking, so what is this? The vacuum line fitting. We want to take the other end that we cut, which is this one, and put it on this side. And then the one that came in the pack, in the tray, we want on this side. Okay, so we got that in. And so we're just going to set this to the side for now. Now we're going to take this piece, and it is going to fit right here, and that's going with an AP screw. All right, perfect. So there's that. Okay, now we take this, and then this piece is going to go under, and there is a little hole. I can turn this right there, that this is going to push into, and I did hear, I'm not sure if you can pick that up, but there was an audible click. Okay, now we are going to turn this over, and we are going to take our manifold bracket, and this is going to fit right in here, and we're going to attach that with AP screws. Right, and those are both in there. So now we want to bring back the part that we have been, working on here. So you want to turn this over, whoops, and drop it. All right, so this is going to go in just like this. And it can only go in one way because you have to, as you can see, this tab is longer than this one, and then this post is further down. So yeah, it can only go on one way. And just make sure that you're not pinching any of those tubes in there. So we're only securing in one side with a DM screw, and this is a flanged screw. We're screwing into metal, but this tab is plastic, so don't go crazy on it or you will crack it. We want to take our tubes that we have here. Okay, so this one we're not doing anything with. This one is going in this top. Actually, let me do the bottom first. So this one is going to go in the top. I don't know if you can see that. So this one is going into the top, and this one is going into the bottom over here. So let's do the bottom one first. That one is on, and then we will take this one, bring that over, and that one is on. And then this one we are not doing anything with at the moment. So that is it for issue number 10. So let me get this all cleared away and we will get into the Lego build. So in our last episode, we left off with step number 24. So we're going to continue on with step number 25, and we're going to go to step 30. Okay, that is steps 25 through 30. So we've put this beam in, we put some reinforcements here, and then we have attached these two pieces here. So let's bring over, so this is what we did in the Lego version, and then quite different from the Partwork version where we're still working on the engine. So again, you know, this is just like the DeLorean build, you know, with Lego. We start with the foundation and we just keep building up, and with the Partwork builds, we just sort of work on these little components and we do these little mini builds, and then we attach them all later on down the road. So that's where we are at the end of episode 5. So that is all of the building for today. So we're making good progress, you know, slow and steady wins the race. So let's quickly dive in and see what our summary is for this episode. So for the Partwork build, we completed 24 steps and also used 24 parts. And for the Lego build, we completed 11 steps and used 32 parts. So total to date for the Partwork build, we've completed 78 steps and used 106 parts. And for the Lego build, we've completed 66 steps and used 173 parts. So again, like I said, at the end of the build, typical Lego, we're, you know, still building that chassis, sort of that foundation that everything's going to build up from. And in the Partwork side, we're just kind of, you know, plugging along on the engine, getting that all taken care of. So I hope that you will join me next week, same bat time, Superhero Saturday, same bat channel, Brickscale Studio. And until we see each other then, please remember to like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about this video, comment down below, ask me questions. But until we see each other again, happy building, take care, be kind to each other, and I will see you very soon.